Welcome back to the Dorian Finance Podcast. If you're new to my podcast, it's about finance, business, and much more. I'm Dorian, and I'm thrilled to be your guide on your path to financial freedom. Let's get started right by you following my podcast. It's not what you do that makes you rich, but how you do it that makes you rich. This episode is going to be kind of crazy, going to be reflecting back on my other podcasts, something for the future, something for the present, and something for fitness as well. The first topic is going to be the clear future life method, and then I'm going to do part 2 on how the presidential election is affecting the stock market right now, the value of fitness and health. Now, the clear future method is first, write down exactly how much money you want to acquire. And that can be monthly, yearly, or net worth. Write down exactly what you want. Next is write down the exact date of when you want to achieve it. And it's going to be month, day, year. Then the third step is write down a rough plan to achieve your goal. Then the fourth step is, what are you willing to give to achieve your goal? Is it going to be a 10% tithe? Are you going to give up some spare time? Or are you going to give up your free time building a business? What are you willing to give up? And then lastly is, what will I feel like when I achieve my goal? And it's really that feeling is what you're wanting to achieve. And with all 5 steps, you write down a vision statement. You can use a 3x5 card. You can print it out and write it on a piece of paper. Something that you're going to use to look at every single day of what you want to achieve, your monetary way. And this method, Clear Future Life Method, you can use this for anything. I'm using example for money because that's our podcast is on finance, but this could be anything that's measurable, and it can also be, you can say that this is part of the SMART goals method as well. Moving on to next topic. Before I talk about the presidential election, I'm going to talk about something that recently happened, which was Roaring Kitty, who was the trader that started the meme trading of GameStop, which there's a movie based off of it. There's also a movie based off of the AMC move up as well. Roaring Kitty, financial analyst that said that GameStop was good, which he stopped tweeting, stopped doing everything about 2021, and he just tweeted for the first time in about 3 years, which caused both GameStop and AMC to start going up. GameStop is currently over 100%. AMC is over 100% before the markets open today. And let's see if it continues. I'm going to do a quick day trade on both, and hopefully I can create a profit from it. Moving on to the next topic, which is how presidential elections affect the stock market, part 2. I made a podcast about a year ago talking about how the presidential elections normally run and how it normally affects the stock market. Go back and listen to it. It's in the show notes. Here's my bullet points. Uncertainty of the market leading up to a presidential election. There's often increased uncertainty in the market because investors don't know who's going to become leader, and they become cautious and hesitant to make significant financial decisions. You really won't see the market adjust normally in a presidential election, but this time investors know how President Biden would do and what President Trump would do if either one wins. And then the political change, again, that's kind of baked in because both of them were presidents. So we've seen what each of them will do to the stock market. Then the economic outlook. Presidential elections can inflate the perception of the overall marketplace. If a candidate's economic platform is viewed as positive for the economic growth, think Trump, it can lead to increased investors' confidence and become a bull market. I created a podcast of what would happen if President Trump wins or if President Biden wins, also in the show note. Historic patterns suggest that the stock market tends to perform better in election years than the normal years, regardless of which party is in power. I personally call it a boring year for trading and stock market. However, this year has been far from boring. The main issues for the election that's going to be affecting both candidates, and then the main topics that is going to be in the news all over the place. Number one, AI, every type of thing that's going to affect with AI. The TikTok ban that was passed, illegal immigration, Trump's lawsuit, and how Hunter Biden's lawsuits might affect President Biden to get reelected. And what stocks make AI work. I'm going to just talk about the positives of AI. First of all, NVIDIA is known for their graphic processing chips that are used in AI to create deep thinking, deep learning AI. Then you have Alphabet, which is Google, but they try to do their own AI. Kind of failed for a moment there, but they're highly invested in AI, and I can see them winning. Then you have IBM with their AI services through IBM Watson for healthcare. Then you have Microsoft, which is investing a lot of money, and you can see it, and that was shocking my mom how a PowerPoint can change or a Word document can change so rapidly, but that's AI. And then you have Adobe, which I'm recording using Adobe, and they have many different AI creative techniques and softwares in their services. And then the giant, which is Amazon, uses AI through its web services, and then you can even see it on checkouts and the suggested stuff. That's all AI based decision makings. And really, it's how is AI going to affect the market, and is it going to cause a lot of people to lose their jobs or not? To be honest, I am shocked that the TikTok ban was passed and signed and will take effect in about a year. TikTok is already fighting it, and it will take probably about 2 years for it to pass. And the reason why I'm shocked is the verbiage of it is not just a ban against TikTok, but it's basically any company that the president can choose to ban, which can be really scary. Let's talk about the positives for the stock traders. Because TikTok got banned, their competitors, which are YouTube, which is Google, and Facebook, Meta, their stocks both went up. So that's really what happened. And who's the winner is Google and Meta, which to me is kind of bad way of doing business, which to me it's just create a better product and you'll beat your competition. Instead, they both lobbied to get TikTok banned, which is such poor taste in my opinion. Now, why is illegal immigration such a big topic in the United States? And there's about 5 different bullet points that I could find, and I'll talk about them. Economic impact. Critics argue that illegal immigrants take jobs from American citizens, which usually they're taking jobs in agricultural, in construction, in hospitality. And agricultural meaning that they're mowing lawns, they're doing outside work, which most people don't want to be outside for a long period of time, and they're willing to do that. Construction, a lot of people don't want to be doing that either, and hospitality is hard work as well. And that's the pushback that I have, is that they're taking the jobs that a lot of people don't want to do. So it's not really a net negative on the economic feasibility of it. And then another concern is that the strain on public resources. Some concerns that illegal immigrants are straining the public services such as healthcare, education, social welfare programs that they may not be paying taxes towards. And to me, healthcare, education, and social welfare programs need to be changed and improved and streamlined. And I'm not going to get into the details of my experience in those 3, but all 3 can be improved upon and can be strengthened with current resources, in my opinion. National security is another topic. Another concerning point is having an open border can allow criminals, terrorists, and those who pose security risks to enter our country undetected. And that has been a concern forever. And honestly, this country is going from a secure country to defund the police, defund everything. And really, they shouldn't be doing that because that can cause a security issue. And then the rule of law. They argue that illegal immigrants come into the United States illegally and should be automatically kicked out, even if the illegal immigrants have a child that become a U.S. citizen, and it becomes a type of nightmare, and it's a rule of law, and it's a kick to anyone who is going into this country legally. I have friends that had to wait over 10 years to become a U.S. citizen and get into this country. And they're not happy that people can basically skip the line and then, we get treated with more resources. That's a boiling point for a lot of immigrants that are legal. And then they then get treated, you're an illegal immigrant. And they're like, no, we're legal. We've been in this country and we came in correctly. That was another thing, is the rule of law of they're illegal. They should automatically get kicked out of the country instead of being allowed to stay in this country. And then social and cultural impacts. Some argue that illegal immigrants can lead to social tensions and a cultural change, including language barriers and challenges towards social norms. And to me, language barrier, every country has that. Social norms has that. And there's going to be changes regardless of having illegal immigrants or not. But this is going to be a talking point of illegal immigrants. And there's really not a good solution for it. And you can become a conspiracy theorist, which this is what I read, not exactly what I believe in, is that they're bringing in illegals so that they are looked at as the heroes. So these illegals will vote in our elections and will vote Democrat because the Democrats are the ones that are welcoming into the country, which I've talked with a lot of people that are immigrants, and they say, yes, we got in this country, but the Democratic Party doesn't have the values that we do. So quite a bit of them are Republican anyways. So it might affect that. And then the other conspiracy is that they're bringing in the illegal immigrants to help with the population and replenish the population of the United States because we currently don't have a replacement birth rate. And that's what they're doing, even though it's against the law. Which, moving on to another issue, which was Trump's lawsuits. And the first thing, I'm not going to go into all of them. There's podcasts that go into it. You can look on the news because it's all over the place, shoved down your throat. I'm going to look at what it's causing the whole concern for President Trump, which is political polarization. Supporters of President Trump often view these lawsuits as a politically motivated attack, while critics see them as necessary to be accountable measures for possible wrongdoing. Rule of order. Some observers express concerns that President Trump's legal battles could undermine the rule of law if they are perceived as an attempt to obstruct justice or evade accountability for actions that may have violated the law. And then impacts on institutions. The lawsuits involving the former president can put a strain on institutions such as the legal system, such as law enforcement agencies. Next, this is setting a precedent. The outcome of President Trump's lawsuits could set an important legal precedent that may influence future cases involving presidential power, executive privileges, legal limits of elected officials, you can take that as being a good thing or bad thing. You can also argue that it could basically be a way to cause the election to be sided towards one side or the other just based off of lawsuits. Mistrust in the media. The way in which media outlets are reporting on President Trump's legal challenges can further the deepening distrust in the media, with some accusing certain media outlets of being biased for or against President Trump. Some critics argue that President Trump's legal battles divert attention and resources away from pressing policy issues facing the country, possibly hindering efforts to address important changes. Instead of focusing on that, we're focusing on Stormy Daniels' lawsuit for the 15th millionth time. Now moving on to how does Hunter Biden's lawsuits might affect President Biden's chances of getting reelected, and what are they? And this, I'm not going to do a deep dive into them. I'm just doing bullet points that you can take the bullet points to research it yourself, double check, triple check, and I could be wrong, I could be right on some of this. The first one is Ukraine, which can also be a bigger red flag and can add more conspiracy theories to the war and what we're doing there. But it was one of the most notable concerns was Hunter Biden was a board member of Burisma Holdings, a Ukrainian natural gas company, while his father, Joe Biden, was VP of the United States. This raised concerns for potential conflict of interest and alleged interference, which you can go back to President Biden bragging that you have to kick out this judge or we're not going to give you funding to Ukraine. That judge was actually stopping the Burisma holding company. So you can go into a conspiracy theory of how a Hunter Biden with lack of experience in the energy sector had a board position in a energy company during that time. That was one of the bigger concerns. Another is his taxes situation, which Hunter Biden didn't pay federal taxes for many, many years, and is instead of getting investigated, they stopped it to the point that they can't even prosecute him because of time frame that they have to put up a charge has expired, which you can research it, but it's really a big issue there. And also another issue is Hunter Biden potentially doing business dealings with China and many other countries. I already talked about Ukraine as well. That could have been conflict of interest with his father at the time. And then a impact on President Joe Biden re-election is these investigations in Hunter Biden may not directly imply that President Biden was doing any legal wrongdoings, but his political opponents will cast doubt in his integrity and judgment and arguing that President Joe Biden gave a blind eye on his son's activities or that Hunter Biden was leveraging President Joe Biden's political influence for personal gain. And that is, again, another red flag. You can do conspiracies in there. There's also supposedly several $1 million that Joe Biden's books got, which was considered like 10 times what a bestseller normally gets, and he wasn't really having much success at the time. So it raised more red flags there. And then also the media coverage of it has been very polarizing. And really, before I looked up Hunter Biden, I thought Hunter Biden was like a dropout high school or college student, young person, how the media was portraying him. Hunter Biden is in his 50s. He's a grown man, and the media is portraying him as a kid when really he's an adult that knows better. And really the media is causing distrust because they're like, oh, Hunter Biden did something bad, but let's talk about Trump. Biden did something bad, oh, but Trump just did this. And that every time that there's been some sort of news on Hunter Biden, the same week Trump gets sued again, which again, that could be conspiracy, might be just bad timing, or it could be, oh, let's stop the media from covering it by suing Trump with something else. It's all up in the air. Both Trump and Biden have a big hurdle to go through to become reelected. And those were the main issues. Again, the main issues for the presidential elections are AI, the TikTok ban, illegal immigration, Trump's lawsuits, Hunter Biden's lawsuits, and potential political gain for President Biden. That is up in the air, and all that affects the stock market when there's more lawsuits on President Trump or Hunter Biden. That raises red flags. Even though the TikTok ban was signed into law, there's still a news cycle on that causes Facebook stock, Meta stock, or Alphabet stock to go up and down with that. AI keeps on going up and down with people saying, oh, AI is not that strong. Stocks go down. And then they're like, oh, AI is going to rule the world. And then those stocks go up. And really, to me, it's you ask yourself who's going to be winning, who's going to be losing. That's why I looked at the TikTok, who's going to be winning with it, and how can I profit from that as well. Moving on to the value of fitness and health, and I have another podcast called Dorian Fitness Podcast, link in the show notes. Please check it out, follow it. I discuss my fitness challenges and my results. Today, this topic is going to be on many different value points and the benefits of fitness and health, and really they can't be understated, and they are essential components for a fulfilling and high quality of life, because if you're unable to move, that's going to be suffering. If you're in pain when you're moving, that's going to be suffering. That's what we're going to be discussing. I'm going to be highlighting some things, the benefits of having good quality of health and fitness. I'm not talking about being a pro athlete or a bodybuilder type thing, but at least having some sort of quality of fitness and health can have drastic difference in the quality of your life. First benefit is physical well-being. Regular exercise and healthy habits contribute to a physical well-being by helping to manage a healthy weight, reducing the risk of chronic diseases such as heart attacks, diabetes, and certain cancers, and improve overall physical function, i.e. walking up the stairs and not being in extreme pain, or walking down the stairs and not being in extreme pain. The value of fitness and health with your mental health. Exercise have been shown to have number of benefits for mental health, including reducing the symptoms of depression, anxiety, and stress. Physical activities release endorphins, which are a chemical in the brain that act as a natural painkiller and mood enhancer, increase energy levels. Engaging in regular physical activities can boost energy levels and combat the feelings of fatigue. Exercising improves blood circulation, which also helps increase your energy level and reduce the feeling of tiredness. Regular exercise is linked with improved sleep quality and duration. Physical activities help regulate the body's internal clock, prompting relaxation and reduce symptoms of insomnia, which is you can't sleep at night, leading to a better overall sleep pattern. Enhance cognitive function, which means as you do physical activity, you're actually improving your brain health and cognitive ability. That's why if you look up the champions of chess, which is mental sport, a lot of them are very healthy, physically fit. Some of them do swimming, some of them do biking, but they do some sort of physical activity because they know it helps them stay focused and not make mistakes while playing their sport, chess. Social connection. Participating in fitness activities can provide you with opportunities for social interaction and connection with other people, whether it's joining a sports team, attending a group fitness class, or simply going for a walk with a friend. Being active together can strengthen social bonds and also provide you with a sense of community. What are some of the challenges of going to the gym by yourself and solutions for them? Go with a friend, go with a buddy, meet someone at the gym, or such things like that. But some of the challenges are motivation. The biggest one, which I agree with, it's hard for me to do it too, is staying motivated, especially on days when you're tired, you didn't go to the gym and you just had a long day at work and you don't feel like doing a darn thing. If you have a workout buddy or a trainer to hold you accountable, it makes it easier for you not to skip a workout and stick to your routine. Lack of guidance. That's another challenge, is without a gym buddy or personal trainer, you may not know how to do the right exercise form or technique, and that can cause your workouts to be less efficient or also increase the chances of injury. And repeating the same workout routine without challenging yourself is another challenge of going by yourself, because sometimes you're just going to do the motions, you're not going to up the weight, you're not going to push it. And the solution for that is go with someone that will push you every so often and will cause you to stay focused on it. Also, a safety issue is going to the gym by yourself, because some exercises can easily hurt yourself if you get tired, and if you don't have a spotter or someone to assist yourself, there can be an issue with that. And the best thing to do is look up the exercise before doing it and look at it, ask yourself, is there a chance of injury? If there is, then you probably don't need to do it, or try to look for a better alternative that won't cause a risk of injury. And plateauing. Without someone pushing you or constantly pushing you or helping you with your progress, you may hit fitness plateaus a lot more frequently over time. That can lead to frustration or lack of progress in your fitness journey. I can experience that because of my podcast on my fitness journey, that there's been weeks that I didn't lose any weight, even months that I didn't lose that much weight. That is very frustrating. Moving on to the solutions. Some of them are solutions, some of them are just good overall advice. Number one is set clear goals. Establish specific and measurable goals for your fitness journey. Whether you want to increase strength, endurance, lose weight, having clear objectives can help you stay motivated and focused during your workout. For example, my goal is to lose weight, and I have a podcast to keep me on track and accountable. And then you can also change up your workout routine every so often, which can increase your interest in exercising by changing up the exercises you do, the equipment, going to a different gym, doing a different training method, experiment with workout styles such as strength training, cardio, flexibility, fundamental training, which is more being able to do exercises that help you in day-to-day movements to keep your body challenged and prevent boredom. For example, I try out a different group fitness class every so often to see if there's something else I can do, or I'll work out with my fiance, which is always something different with her, and educate myself by taking the time to learn proper exercise technique and form, and even setting up my phone every so often and recording myself doing the exercises, make sure it kind of looks like the exercises that I see on YouTube. And you can also use my podcast and my blog, dorianfitness.com, as examples to help you educate yourself. And then you can use technology to enhance your solo workouts by either keeping track of your steps, your heart rate, that type of stuff. I mainly just use it to listen to podcasts, or on the rare occasion, music if I really need it, to enhance my workouts and keep me motivated. And another solution is schedule regular check-ins or checkups, whatever you want to call it, with a personal trainer or fitness professional to assess your progress, redefine your workout plan, suggest feedback on your form or techniques, and this will help keep you accountable, keep you motivated, and make sure you're on track. I use my podcast as my weekly check-in, and also to stay safe, prioritize safety during your solo workout, which also means you're going to be using the proper equipment, doing a warm-up routine, and gradually increase the intensity of your workout over time. This ensures that you don't hurt yourself, and also just make sure if you're unsure of a certain exercise, ask someone, is this a good exercise to do for a beginner, or look it up, and there's many different sources for that. And then finding motivation. Discover what motivates you to stay consistent with your fitness routine, whether it's, for example, listening to your favorite podcast only when you're working out, setting small milestones, visualizing your goals. Find strategies that inspire you to keep pushing yourself. That is the goal. Even on the days when your motivation's low. For example, my motivation is my wedding to look good, and also to my future wife to be is my motivators. And then also something helps with solo working out is joining a fitness community that helps you engage online or in local areas, that type of stuff, that are like-minded individuals that share similar experience as you, that can help support you on your fitness journey. Check out my social media community that can help you as well. And what is the cost of being healthy? First of all, it's obvious nutrition, meaning that you need to eat a well-balanced diet of fruit, vegetables, lean meats, grains, and essential fats, and even possibly supplements. A gym membership, or you buy yourself your own gym equipment. Healthcare expenses, regular checkups, you should do that anyways. And then fitness clothes and gear, that's honestly, I buy shoes for working out, but not really anything else. Buying fitness clothes can make you feel more confident and comfortable while working out, but you can always just have a t-shirt on. No one judges you for that. Wellness services such as a massage or chiropractor care, that type of stuff, but that again is anybody can benefit from that. It's not just the cost of fitness and health. And then the time and opportunity cost, which is what we've talked about a lot, is if you're going to spend an hour or 2 hours working out, you lost those 2 hours to do something working at your job to get 2 hours worth of money. But that's really, you're leveraging your health to be able to live longer for your family and be able to function better without pain. And then education and resources to be able to exercise right and have a healthier lifestyle. You'll need to talk to doctors, personal trainers, and other resources that cost money. And really, depending on your diet lifestyle, you could actually change up your diet and eat healthier food, and it costing the same amount of money as going to a fast food restaurant. Gym memberships can range from usually $20 a month all the way up to $300 a month. The healthcare checkups, it depends on what you want to do. The fitness clothes, a good pair of shoes can run you up to like $300, but they'll last you quite a while. Clothing could be $100 for an outfit or even more. But again, it just depends on your preference and what you want to do. Some people I see wear full rocking Nike outfit that costs them over $1,000 to sweat. And when you sweat, there's salt and other stuff that ruins clothes. So spending $1,000 for a workout outfit never made sense to me. And really the opportunity cost is you're either going to be spending that time working out, keeping yourself healthy, or you're going to be spending that time in a hospital eventually. So really it's moot on that idea of it, but that's what a lot of people will argue with the cost of being healthy. Thank you for listening to the Dorian Finance Podcast. Please follow my podcast, follow me on social media, and all the links are in the video description and on dorianfinance.com. Thank you very much.